Inferior gluteal. Very good. All right. Now, hamstrings. Okay? Knee straight. Hamstrings. All right? Good. All right? As far as stabilization here, there's not a lot that you have to do because they're already laying on their pelvis. They're already pretty well stabilized. If you did see something weird going on, stabilize it. But I'm not going to say, oh, you have to hold. It's generally you just stretching. Okay? All right, so there's glutes. Here's hamstrings. Now, let's do a couple more because you guys are good and we've done a lot of this. So now let's talk about increasing hip extension range of motion. So what are we stretching?
Quads.
Iliopsoas and what other muscle?
Tensor fasciolatus.
Rectus femoris. I thought I heard quads, which was really bad. Just rectus femoris. Okay, so, all right, come down here to the end. This is much like your muscle length assessment. So you lay on your back. No, yeah, scoot back down how you were though. Lay back. Okay, you just cracked something. Right? Hold this leg up. Okay? Remember this was our muscle length Thomas test. Okay? So what she's doing here is she is maintaining her lumbar spine, preventing that anterior pelvic tilt because where does the psoas attach superiorly?
ASIS.
On the transverse processes of the lumbar vertebrae. So if that contracts, does that produce an anterior pelvic tilt?
Yes.
So if she pulls back here, she's putting stretch already on the superior part of the psoas by putting her lumbar spine in a posterior pelvic tilt. All right? And so then what's happening here is now she's getting a stretch of her iliopsoas. That's the Thomas test. Now I know you know that you could also, if her leg was stuck out extended like that, we would say that was a tight rectus because it crosses the knee. But for a stretch, you can use this as a stretching position now. It's a testing position, but you can use it as a stretching position. I would stabilize on the ASIS on that ipsilateral side and press down into hip extension. This is one way. Another way, turn on your side, right side. And then scoot back towards me. Okay, so now I'm going to, I cradle her leg, okay? I'm going to block her pelvis with my body, all right? And I'm going to pull her back into hip extension here to get stretch. You feel that? All right, so kind of try and keep her neutral. Don't let a lot of lordosis happen here. And stretch her back into hip extension. You can also do it prone, laying on her stomach. And then have the leg bent and lift up this way. It's just another alternative. Stabilizing in the lumbar spine. Okay, three ways to stretch.
If you want to lay down right here. Head either. And maybe I'll do it. Sorry, we're close to the edge here. So I'm going to bend this knee, right? To help with the same reason for her pelvis, and then I'm going to drop this leg over the side. Okay, so then you can see, you know, the same thing, you can push down here. A lot of people, I just have them, this is a home program.
Yeah.
Get on there, get on your bed, drop that leg to get that to stretch out. Right, so then if I wanted to, you want to go on to the next one?
Keep going.
Okay, so then what happens if I do this now? What am I stretching? Right, right. So now I'm stretching her rectus, right? That's a great one.
And you can also do that in side lying as well. Hip extension with knee flexion to stretch the rectus. You can do it in side lying as well.
The only thing that's with this, you've already got them in a little bit of abduction, right? Versus over this side of the bed, you can keep them more right in line, so you get a little bit of abduction with that. But it's a good, it frees you up a little bit too. Not all my clients, I have some older clients, and it's harder for, by the time we get this grip and all that. But anyway, so that's just another way to do it. So you got 4 ways to stretch that hip out.
Good. So we did glute max, hamstrings, iliopsoas, rectus femoris, and I want you to do one more because I know this isn't new to you. This is all review. You're just doing it. Turn on your right side again. What does the Obertest test? Tensor fascia lata. Okay? So come back to the edge. Alright? So, tensor fascia lata. What is the action of tensor fascia lata?
Internal.
This was tensor fascia lata. Hip flexion, abduction, internal rotation. Okay? So now, what we're going to do to do the over test, we bring back into extension, external rotation, and let the leg fall down. Remember that was the over test. And if her thigh does not fall level with the table, essentially about from the knee, if it does not reach the level of the table, it's stuck way up here, it's going to be very obvious to you it's a tight TFL. That's a positive test. And then it's also a stretching. You can use this as a stretch right here. Okay? So, again, I would have her scoot back a little bit more to the edge. Okay, I'm going to use my body to stabilize. I'm going to bring her back into extension, adduction, and I can actively have her externally rotate. Be part of an active stretch. Externally rotate and let it fall down. Makes it a little bit easier on you instead of having to control all three. You can have her externally rotate actively. Okay? And there's your stretch for your TFL, IT band.
Would you massage her IT band?
I certainly can. We'll do that in the summer. Okay. Good. All right, let's do those. Let's do those, and then there's just a few more after that.